Now, in this module, we deal with the other part of the Mailings tab of the ribbon. In the first couple of modules, you saw earlier how we created an envelope and labels. We dealt with some of the specifications for each of those about how to delete an envelope and change the return address and so on. Now we're going to leverage information that we already have, and we're going to use that to build either a Word document or labels or envelopes. This especially comes in handy when you're dealing with mass mailings or mass email campaigns or anything like that. So as you'll notice, the rest of this mailing tab is really devoted to the mail merge. And we'll get started by creating a new document, and I'll show you how this works. So there is the new document. I'll go to the Mailings tab. I also want to point out how I've kind of set things up here. I also use this for setup for previous modules as well, is that I went to Outlook and I created essentially a database of contacts. It's not technically a database, but for our practical purposes here, it's a database of contacts, big pile of contacts here, and my big pile consists of two contacts, me and Tim Waldy, who works for VTC and is more than happy for me to use his name in tutorials, I can assure you. Now, we are on the Mailings tab once again in the ribbon, and we want to start the mail merge by clicking on what? Yes, in the Start Mail Merge grouping, we click on Start Mail Merge. Now, I want to point out something before we get started. If you've mail merged before in previous versions, especially Word 2003, and you want to do this step-by-step mail merge wizard, go for it. That will take you through the wizard, but that wizard looks just like in Word 2003. So if you know what you're doing in mail merge, you might not need to learn to reinvent the wheel here. So fine, open up that wizard and go to work with your mail merge. But I want to show you how to do it in 2007, which has changed a little bit, and I think, again, simplified things because you're fewer clicks away. You don't have to walk through a wizard, and you can be a little more selective about what you want. So, again, here we go. Let's start with what? A letter, an email message, an envelope. Let's do an email message. So that changes the layout. Now we want to select recipients. We can either type a new list, use an existing list, or select from Outlook contacts. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. If I use an existing list or type a new list, I get dialog boxes, one that looks like this, but that involves a lot of manual data entry. Let me go back to that document. If I select recipient for an existing list, I'm asked to go searching through my computer for data sources, so either an Excel spreadsheet, an Access database, or other types of informational stores, which again I don't want to do. I want to leverage what I already have created, which is Outlook contacts. So now you select a contact folder, so of course you can select subfolders. You don't have to select your main contacts, but maybe you create subfolders for maybe just clients or clients of a particular product or anything like that. So here I've got two contacts in my contacts folder, so I'll import those. And what I now get is this dialog box, Mail Merge Recipients. That includes the last name, first name, company, address, and the ability to select one or both of those, or, most of the time you're going to be dealing with a list of tens, if not hundreds, of contacts. So, even if you haven't created a specific folder for this beforehand, you can still refine the list all you want to by deselecting things or sorting things or filtering them out. So, let's say the field first last company, I only want to send them to people who work for VTC. So you can do that with this dialog box as well. I'm not going to go through all of these different options you have in the Mail Merge Recipients dialog box. Instead, let's just start to create. We'll take both of these records, click on OK, and bingo. Can't you see how cool that is? You just did a mail merge. Where is it? I'll show you in the next module.